Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of tech news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. For all you geeks in the crowd who love developing your own website, like I did back in the day when HTML was fresh and new, now they have something called HTML5 and CSS3, and you're lost in half that stuff. We have a course for you. You can learn how to mobilize your WordPress website and save 60% on this tutorial series, over 21 lectures and 5 hours of content. You want to take the course, save money, and learn something new in the process? Deals.lockergnome.com. The link is in this video's description. I remember my first web page. It had a tilde in the URL. The tilde, you know, the squiggly, sometimes over an N in the Spanish language. Nyeh. Do you like piña coladas? What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Calling all comic book geeks. Superhero games should keep superheroes super. I suppose this goes out to gaming geeks too. Our very own Candace Shane is a little upset that video games involving superheroes just don't seem to make them heroic. Give us the opportunity, she says, to have a day in the life through some of our heroes' most dangerous moments, but stop relying on life, death, and health bars, because that shouldn't be what this is all about whatsoever. It should be about the stories, the characters, and what goes into making these superheroes what they are. And that's not their pulse. Who is a superhero to you? What makes them super? I know some people think that I'm a superhero, but, you know, this extreme whiteness is not a power. Trust me. If I had a superpower, I think I would want to be able to fly. More than anything. That'd be pretty cool. And I'd save money. Being white isn't much of a superpower, so I've been practicing going invisible. How am I doing so far? If you could choose one superpower in the world of superpowers, what would it be and why? Maybe it would be the ability to harness the power of the sun. Kind of like being able to create your own solar-powered computing device. We've got a free guide that you can download. Hey, Chris, what kind of microphone do you use in TLDR? Thank you for not asking that question, but in case you did or were wondering what the answer happens to be, it's a Rode shotgun mic, and I featured it in an earlier YouTube video, although after having the Apprentice A crew come out yesterday, they were featured in today's Pirillo vlog, and I was featured in their vlog today. You should totally watch it. It was a lot of fun. They had a boom mic that had like a case over it. It made it look like the Death Star. So I'm thinking about buying that for the home office, so instead of using the shotgun mic, I would have the Death Star always hovering above me. And before I have to explain it too deeply, it's not the real Death Star. It's just something that looks like a Death Star. And believe it or not, some people would believe that I would think about putting a real Death Star in my room. Either way, if you're looking for 8 ways to get the most out of your Rode mics, we've got a guide just for you, including doing sound checks with Rode mics before every recording, monitor recording levels of your Rode mics during shooting, consider using Rode mics as boom microphones. Although the Rode mic as a shotgun mic doesn't look nice hanging out. It doesn't look like the Death Star. It looks more like the Death Wiener. If Disney happens to include the Death Wiener in episode 7, I'm suing. Hopefully you don't mind the audio in these video recordings. We do our best. And by the way, those tips aren't just for Rode mics. Anybody out there who happens to have a microphone that they use to record video or audio in general, check out the tips. Show us your tips! When I was in New Orleans, people kept asking me to show them my tips. Show us your tips! Show us your tips! Do you find yourself getting stressed out on a regular basis, like anxious and worried about things that may or may not be real? You might need an escape, and if you're looking for how to make an escape from the world's worries, we've got a guide for you. It's interesting, too, because some people play video games to escape the real world, but maybe think about creating a world to yourself. It's another reason why people like Minecraft, because whatever they create is, well, what it is. They don't have to walk into a construct of a world. You can build the world around you, and in many ways, that's freeing. It's a form of escapism, and I think it's perfectly healthy to play Minecraft. Yes, I'm saying that to the world. Every one of us needs to escape from ourselves every so often, and while some people are happy to stick within the world of technology, I take a leap beyond that. It's one of the reasons why I happen to appreciate Lego. When I put sets together, I zone out. I'm just following directions and not having to think about the world around me. Even though you may love the world of technology, do you think you could live within it 24/7? I know I can't. But that doesn't mean I'm any less of a geek. It just means I'm human. Or, let me put a finer point on it. Do you use technology to escape your real life? And that's not to say that technology isn't a part of your real life. It's just another part of your real life. There are stresses that, believe you me, do not involve technology. Although someone may need to send this memo to the BlackBerry CEO, who just said that tablets will be useless in 5 years. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Of course, I'd expect him to say nothing else, considering the BlackBerry tablet. BlackBerry made a tablet, right? It's there. People still use it? I don't think tablets are going to be useless in 5 years. I don't think they're going to be useless in 10 years. I think they're going to be around for a while. Congress has now gone live on YouTube. Will you subscribe to them? You know, it's too bad we could not dictate policy simply by voting in the comments thread. Of course, I would not say using the thumbs up or thumbs down is a good mechanism to vote, because there's no way of tracking who's liking or who's specifically disliking a video. The bigger problem is you never know why someone likes a video. Do they like the fact that someone's wearing glasses, wearing a t-shirt with an obscure Monty Python reference on it? That said, this channel can get political at times, and that brings me to the topic of discussion today: iPhone and Android. For some strange reason, people need you to believe the same things that they believe in order to validate your existence. All right, you two, knock it off. Your phones, not a religion. Shouldn't be talking to the phones. I should be talking to the people who just have their entire existence wrapped around these things. Far be it from me to tell you how to live your life, because it's your life to live, just like this is my life to live. I'm just here to share with you what happens to be in my head. And yet, sometimes I feel like I can't catch a break. No matter what I say, inevitably it's the wrong thing to some people. Even if I lay out the facts as they are, some people get upset. So, like yesterday, when I announced that Google Now is available on iOS and not on certain Android phones, people got mad. I'm like, why are you getting mad at me? I'm not Google. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. I even went as far as to say that I don't use Google services, or every one of Google services, and that still seemed to upset some people. Why? It'd be like me getting mad at you because you decided to paint your room orange. I don't care. Worse yet, when a new phone is released, some people ask if I'm going to switch from using my current phone to a new phone. And it's not as easy as you would think. And not just because I've already decided that I'm going to use something for the rest of my life. No. You may want to rewind the videos in this channel. Okay, go back in time. Because some of the first videos, I came out on YouTube and said, I'm really not happy with the direction Windows was going. And to that point in time, I was a die-hard Windows user. I'm okay with changing my mind, and I'm also quite alright with respecting other people for their own beliefs. But I don't have to believe something that somebody else believes to feel like I can respect them. So that being said, I do like the direction Android's going, but it's not very easy for someone who uses an iOS device to switch to Android, and vice versa. So imagine this. I'm using this Nexus 4 as my default device. I use Gmail, I use Google Calendar, I use Google everything. How easy do you think it would be to switch to iOS? Easy-ish, maybe easier for geeks, but still, not as easy as you'd think. And more importantly, as we move on in time, it's less about individual devices and more about these devices sitting in an archipelago of devices. Moreover, I don't have to switch platforms altogether to enjoy my Nexus 4, because I still enjoy my Nexus 4. But switching from an iPhone means that I can't use iMessages as easily as I do now. It means that I can't FaceTime from my pocket. It means I can't use AirPlay as easily. And it's not just the feature, it's the implementation. And unfortunately, in a lot of ecosystems, the features are sometimes hacky, which is fine if you don't mind hacking things together, but I'm at the point in my life when I just want things to work. Some people like customizing things 7 ways from Sunday. You know how many times I've changed my wallpaper on my phone? I'll give you a clue. It's less than 5. But that's me. You're different. You absolutely should be different. I'm okay with that. And you know what? You should be okay with that too. There may very well come a point in time when I don't need as many of the things that I have right now, or my wants and desires shift. But that point in time isn't today, and it's certainly not contingent on a single device. Dude, I use Google Chrome. I have a Google TV in my home office. But that's just part of a solution. So I appreciate when people ask me if I'm going to switch when the latest and greatest device comes out, but moving platforms isn't as easy as you'd think. And if you think it is, then you haven't done it often, or maybe you enjoy doing that. Most people don't. I'm comfortable, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I expect change is going to come, but it's going to take a lot of pain to move me from all of these things that I enjoy right now, because currently, I'm enjoying what I have right now. And again, there may come a point in time when I'm no longer enjoying what I have right now, at which point, oh yeah, I would definitely make some changes. I do believe it's easier for a user to switch between one Android device and another because the ecosystems are similar. Of course, staying within the same universe of usability makes it less difficult to upgrade. Switching smartphone platforms is getting more and more difficult unless what you have right now isn't bringing you happiness. I want you to be happy. However you pursue that happiness, you deserve to be happy. But part of that happiness involves letting other people be happy. Didn't mean to get spiritual on your ass, but I think we needed to have this discussion. And whether or not you believe the same things I believe in, I certainly do hope you appreciate my effort in sharing what I believe in with you, no matter what smartphone you use. I really genuinely don't care about the smartphone. I care about you. You're the reason why I love talking about this stuff. So let's make a deal. I'll keep doing this if you keep doing what you do. Thanks again. We'll see you later.